Okay, so we've got people like Bob Moog making synthesizers, making a bunch of different kinds. And then there's other people making synthesizers too. There's a company called Buchla doing really fascinating things. Even some of the big companies like Yamaha and Sony are getting into the game by this point and making really cool synthesizers. So there's a bunch of different synthesizers out on the market come 1981. Then, and we have computers. Computers are around. Computers have been around for a long time. You can go all the way back to Max Matthews and know about computers. But your average person didn't have a computer. But in 1981, IBM releases its personal computer. The first personal computer Macintosh doesn't come along till 1984. But in 1981, we really start to get a picture of the personal computer, something that every person could buy and have in their home. Not these huge mainframe computers, but things that people could have. At some point, people are saying, wait a minute, we've got these cool synthesizers that make sound. We've got these cool computers. Is there any way we can connect these two things together? So, also in 1981, there was kind of a convention, and I believe it was actually like a real, like all these people got together convention to figure out how best to make computers talk to synthesizers. That was the idea. And a number of people were involved. Sony was involved. A guy named Dave Smith was primarily involved. Dave Smith was the designer of a synthesizer called the Prophet 5. And the Prophet 5 was one of the first synthesizers to be able to use what would become MIDI technology, which means it was able to talk to a computer. And the computer was able to talk to it. So there was a two-way connection between the computer and the synthesizer. So Dave Smith says, hey everybody, meaning computer manufacturers and synthesizer manufacturers, let's find a way to make it so that all synthesizers can talk to all computers. Because with the Prophet 5 that Dave Smith worked on, he got it to talk to a specific kind of computer. So his synthesizer could talk to his computer, but he had this idea that all computers should be able to talk to all synthesizers. So if that was going to be true, then some kind of standardization had to be developed. And so these manufacturers got together, they decided what this standardization was going to look like, and they decided to give it a name, MIDI, which stood for, and still stands for, Musical Instrument Digital Interface. So that means it's a musical instrument digital interface. It's a way for the computer to talk to the instrument, the synthesizer, and the synthesizer to talk back to the computer. Cool? So this all kind of came together in 1981. Also in 1981, digital audio makes a step forward because we get the first compact discs being manufactured. Compact discs wouldn't really come to the market for a couple years yet, but the invention and the technology was there to do it. So 1981, first personal computers, MIDI is standardized and invented as a term and as a protocol, and compact discs come to market. Big year for music in 1981.